Hey there, welcome back. In the video today, I'll be showing you how you can create a full screen changing background experience in your Articulate Storyline projects like the one I'm showing at the moment on the screen. Before we jump in and do a step-by-step tutorial, I should point out that this code has been retrieved from the Articulate support page surrounding JavaScript best practice and examples. I'll link this page in the description below. I highly recommend that you jump in and have a look at how you can use JavaScript in your Articulate Storyline projects, best practices, and other examples. If we scroll down, you can see here there is the change HTML background color code. We do need to note that this does not work in the modern player. It is only usable in the classic Articulate Storyline player. So let's jump in and take a look at how we can create that experience. So what I've done is I've opened up a previously built example course, just so that I have some imagery and items on the player. I've reset all the settings of the course back to normal. So, with that in mind, we'll jump in, and the first thing you want to do when achieving this full screen look is make sure that you've turned off the navigation. To do that, you can click on the cog down the bottom in the right-hand corner and untick your buttons for the previous and next buttons. Once you've done that, you can click OK. You then want to jump up into your player. As I mentioned, this example will only work in the classic player, so you want to ensure that your player style is set to classic. We then want to go ahead and remove all the default player settings. So we'll go ahead and turn off the resources, the menu, the title, volume, and the seek bar. There's one final thing we need to do to create that nice, clean, chromeless experience, and that's to remove the border from our player. To do that, we'll jump up to Colors and Effects. We'll click Show Advanced Color Editing and drop down to our base. What we want to do here is change the transparency from 0 to 100% for each of these items except our slide background. So we'll jump in and change the transparency here to 100 to 100%. Excellent. So now that has all been changed to 100%, as I said, we want to keep the slide background at 0. So we don't want to change that. Once you've done that, you can click OK. From here, you would go ahead and build out your course. So as you can see, I've got some content on the screen. I've just created some background colors here. But the thing to do to create that nice full screen changing background experience is to right click the background and drop down to Format Background and change your transparency from 0 to 100%. So I would recommend doing this after you've built out the course, as once you've done that, if you have white text, like I do in this example, you will no longer be able to see that. So we'll go ahead and change that to 100% for all the pages. Once you've done that, the final step is to add in your execute JavaScript trigger. So I've already got my code ready to go. I've got 3 pages for this course. So I have 3 JavaScripts. Each of those has a different hex code to change the background color on each of those pages. So to get started, I will simply just copy this JavaScript, jump into create a new trigger. Our action will be execute JavaScript. And we'll click on the JavaScript here and pop that in and click OK. And we want to change the when to when the timeline starts on this slide. So we'll click OK. And we'll drop down to the second slide, copy our second code. And our third and final page in this example. So once you've done that, the next thing to do is to export your course. In this example, I'll just be publishing this to my desktop, and then I will live preview this course using brackets. So let's go ahead and publish that. Wonderful. So now that's been exported, let's open that up in brackets. So to do that, we can click on the folder, the storyline output. We want to right click the story.html file and select open with brackets. So now we have the export code here, and to live preview, we'll just click this lightning bolt in the top right hand corner. And here we have our full screen changing background experience created in Articulate Storyline with JavaScript code. So if I click the dive in button, we can see that it navigates to the next screen and the background changes. If I click on menu, the background changes again. If I jump back to the about page, we return back to the previous color or JavaScript that was run. So that's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.